Hey royalties, this is Joy from Royalty Writings. I used to be the type of person who hated not being in control of the situations around them. And I used to get so anxious not knowing what direction to take for my life. And so, because of this, I became the person who asked God questions continuously about what I should become, or what steps I should be taking, or what directions I should be following for my life. And not that these questions are bad to ask God, but I realized that the more we focus on trying to figure out life for ourselves, the less we focus on trying to trust the process that God has for us. And it suggests that we don't really believe in the plans that He has for us. And so, if you are that type of person who is asking God these questions about what are the plans that God has for me, where should I be in life, or what should I be in the future, then I believe that this message is for you. I don't want to come and present to you the message that we hear every day, that God has good plans for us, like the book of Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 says, God has good plans for us, plans to prosper us and not to harm us, plans to give us a hope and a future. And this message is very true, but I wanted to hit home on another message that is the same, that we hear every day, but it's a little bit different. I wanted to present to you these points. The first one being that God is a supreme and a sovereign God. And what I've realized about Him is that He always has to make sure that every plan of His comes to pass. My favorite scripture in the book of Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 12 says that God is constantly watching over His word to perform it. And so imagine this: God has written a script for your life, and He is always on guard, watching to make sure that whatever He has said about you, and we know that God only wants the best for us. So imagine the good things that God has written about your life, He's always watching over them to perform it. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is that God doesn't do it for you, or for you alone rather, but He does it because your name is associated with His. Your success has to do with God's name. If you succeed, it has to do with God's name. And this is why in the book of Psalms 23 verse 3, I know we read this scripture a lot, but I wanted you to see something. In the book of Psalms 23 verse 3, it says that He leads us in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. He leads us in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Note that it doesn't say for us, but Him leading us in the paths of righteousness. Paths of righteousness meaning a good path, which includes our purpose, which includes where we are meant to be in life, right standing with God, good success, paths of righteousness. Not for us, but because of Him. So that means that God actually wants us to fulfill the plans that He has for us because it gives Him glory. One thing that I've noticed about God is He hates to fail. He hates failing, and that's why scripture tells us that God never fails. He hates to fail. If He doesn't bring to fruition the good work that He has started in you, that means He would have failed. And so God is obliged, as the sovereign God who knows better than we do, to bring out the best in you, to make sure that you reach the place that He had prepared for you before the foundations of the world. Because He knows that the moment that you have good success, the moment that you get your degree, the moment that you succeed and acquire millions and all that, the moment that you get to that point, it brings Him glory, and He would have succeeded is God. So I want to encourage you to say that. Learn to trust God. He knows what's good for you. And just because of His name, He will make sure that you get there. Learn to trust the process, knowing that your life is different from the next person. You and that one that you see doing those things that they are doing, you are not the same. God has plans for them that's unique for them, just as much as He has plans for you that are unique to your life. Trust that He knows the best. And I guarantee you, just because God is God and He never changes or fails, He will bring you to the place that He has in store for you. So take it a day at a time, knowing that God has it all in control. His timing is perfect. The book of Isaiah chapter 55 verse 9 says, just as the heavens are above the earth, so are God's ways above ours and His thoughts above ours. So God knows what's good for you, and He will give you what's good for you when it's the right time. So learn to trust God's plan, and you will see that He will never let you down. Love, joy.